came up with a weird message about moderation. I have to balance you on the tripod, which is my tumbler. What's up, everyone? Let me know where you're tuning in from. I am way behind on my work, and people wanted a live, so I thought I would jump on here. Just make sure the audio working. Just make sure. Yep. Now you're gonna hear an echo for a minute. How's everyone doing? What's everyone doing? We should go post this in the Facebook group so if people want to join, they can. I am working late. The baby is supposedly coming anytime, and that's for real this time. What's up, Rob? Posting the link. So the baby is legit coming anytime. My wife went to the doctor today, and she's at 4 centimeters, and they stripped the membrane, and he said with doing this and where she's at, it's likely that we will have the baby within 48 hours. Based off of my wife texting me, she said she's not feeling that great, so she thinks maybe tonight. So I'm trying to get a few things done so that I can leave and be with her and the kids and whatnot before I go. I didn't have time to record and edit and post a video, and a bunch of people wanted a live, so that's what we're doing. So ask your questions. I'm going to be working a little bit. I've got the chat pulled up, so Rob already said hi to you. Melody, happy Friday. And then I'm going to butcher your name, Kayatana. You are absolutely correct. They do have a mind of their own. So I'm going to pop this chat out so that I can see it better. But we're going to get to work. Taylor usually doesn't work this late, Rob. But he also took the day off because his buddies were doing a charity live stream event thingy. So he didn't work at all today, which honestly was terrible. So Taylor, I miss you. I look forward to seeing you probably Monday. Maybe Monday. Depends. What's up, Nathan from Sydney, Australia? Shout out where you're from, where you're watching, where you're tuning in. Ask what questions you have. I gotta run some pens. I just got the invoices, but I also need my battery to charge a little bit. So I'm gonna go grab a ticket and explain it, even though I have a video coming out or did come out. So let me grab that, and then my phone can keep charging. Andy, nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. What's up, Cam? What's up, Alex from Canada? So I got to run some pens, and I have this new ticketing system. I don't think I've even told Cam that there's videos to edit. Hey, Cam, there's videos that could be edited if you want. But basically, I always do a side 1 and side 2 barcode, even though not all jobs have a side 2. And then we list all the pens, and list the person's name, any notes, and then the pen color. So you can see, and I can't even read, pink, 10 pink. So basically, we'll go over the laser, Scan the barcode. Oh, Spencer's Road. Spencer was just here. What's up, Spencer? We were hanging out. I'm trying to get his stuff done. Spencer has a long commute. Like, I thought my commute was terrible. My commute is 3 minutes. Spencer's commute is like 35. Although, it's not, like, I can say that I miss having a commute because the commute was a good time to listen to podcasts, which I don't really listen to podcasts anymore because I don't have the time to. And I don't listen to them while I'm working because I'm distracted working. So I miss the commute in that sense, but I don't miss the actual driving. Let's see. Nathan said, Epson D1070. Any new thought reflections since your video? The D1070, I believe, is the sublimation printer. Oh no, that is the Minilab. I think it's a cool thing, the Minilab printer. As I believe I stated in the video, it is one thing that I talked about because originally when I started my business, I wanted to do it. I wanted to go to grocery stores. I wanted to put kiosks in and do all that stuff, and I just realized for me it was too complicated. It was too much. There's no one in our town that prints like real photos, so it would be a good opportunity if you want to do that. For me, I would have to have some sort of software solution. I'd have to have some online thing that makes it so I don't have to deal with the customer. I could just print, or it could just print automatically, and I wouldn't have to do resizing or cropping or grouping or anything like that. So I could see it if there was a really good online software suite or tool that went with it. But for me, I do think it would be cool, but it's not the right fit for my business. And I know this is hard for a lot of you to hear. I'm not going to buy it. I'm resisting the urge to buy more equipment because I should. Alex says his commute is 3-minute walk or a 30-second drive. That's not bad. My former commute before I had a commercial building was 30 seconds. It was a walk to the garage. But I will say I do like the business is separated. I do like that work and home are separate because all the time I'd be like, okay, everyone's asleep. I'm going to go sneak out and work. And now I don't do that. Now I just watch TikTok or Instagram Reels, and it's terrible. But it's awfully funny. Go check out Cam's conspiracy channel. Let me go find the link to it. Cam has a channel where he talks about all the different conspiracies. They're very interesting, very well done, and he does a good job. He's got a lot of good ones. I'm on the wrong account. Spencer always wants me to buy more equipment. In Spencer's defense, okay, since you're on the live stream, I will give you guys a little sneak peek. I did get 2 new printers. I'm only going to divulge one of them right now, and I know that Bob is going to be disappointed. But Spencer, speaking of Bob, Bob is going to be really disappointed in one of the printers that I got. Very disappointed. Cameron, I cannot find your conspiracy channel. I'm trying to. Cameron has a conspiracy theory channel, and I'm trying to link that and tell you a story, and let my phone charge. Conspiracy. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay, so I'm putting cams. Oh, hold that. Hold the thought. I'm putting cams. Case. You want to check out Cam's channel? He does a good job. Um, so the reason I'm talking about this is because Spencer's on the live stream. Spencer's my biggest customer, and every time I get a new piece of equipment, he finds a way for me to use it. So he's telling me I should always buy more equipment. Also, there is the Google Doc. If you're in the Facebook group, the Google Doc is open right now, even though it could lead to data rot. I want to try to collect everyone's information that wants to do contract work so that we can help each other when we need stuff, as well as start getting a list of other suppliers like Firesprint. Rob, good job on the beanies. We'll show you. We'll show you the one new piece of equipment that I got. I'm really sorry. Don't be mad, Bob. Don't be mad. So it is the iColor Light Toner 650. But the reason why Spencer likes it is because I did get tattoo media, so I can do tattoo media. I did get metallic media, which I couldn't get it to work when we tried to test it yesterday. But I do have to be 100% transparent. It is not technically my printer. It is my printer to use and to make videos on. But Uninet shipped me the printer so I could do that. It is not mine to keep. So that's full transparency. So I did get that. I do have another printer, but it's still in a box. I recorded the video about them, but I haven't told Cam until the live stream that they're available to edit. But we got to get these pens run. I'm walking in the wrong direction to do pens, so that if the baby comes tonight or tomorrow, then we don't have to worry about it. So don't be mad, especially Bob. Don't be mad. Well, let's run some pens and let me know what questions you have, because I'm here to answer questions and help if I can. So just got asked, I can't remember who said it. How many pens do I keep in stock? Just did inventory yesterday. I currently have 26,000 pens on hand. So not all pen colors are currently active on the website. I'm probably, light blue is active, but I'm probably going to discontinue it because I get the most complaints on it, because when people do small text, it's hard to read. And then I'm going to discontinue the rose gold colors. I'm still going to keep just rose gold, but I'm not going to do like the rose gold, and we have gray, red, and black. Here's regular rose gold. I am going to keep this one, but I'm not going to keep these ones. So once these are gone, they're gone. This orange was a mistake. They shipped me the wrong color of orange, so those aren't active. And then over on the table is the new shipment. Excuse me, new shipment that just came in that I've got to take care of. So it's hard. Let's see if I can get this. It's hard to not have a lot of stock because the problem is if you get an order for 1,000 pieces, then sometimes it'll clear the inventory of that color immediately. So it's hard to know what's what versus like right now, the order that we're going to run is 10 pieces. So it's hard. It's hard to know. Like purple, Daniel from the Facebook group, he ordered all my purple. So we ran out of purple. And I just got my big shipment of pens in, and I ordered 2,000 dark blue, and someone ordered 1,000 dark blue. And so now I got to place more. And it's hard, but the game that's hard to play is the fact that from the day that I order, it's at least 30 days until the new shipment comes. So it can be problematic if you want to be able to keep colors on hand to be able to do orders. And yes, Spencer, I do want the capability to do promotional products. I do want a mini flatbed UV printer that has a rotary attachment. Honestly, it's probably something I'm gonna buy next year. So this is a 10-piece job. It's gonna run itself, and we'll do the next job. So while it's running, we're gonna pull the pens. Let's see. Any other questions? Alex, thanks for adding info. Bob is going to come. Bob, I look forward to meeting you in person when you come and slap me. If you haven't left the stream because you're mad at me, I'm totally doing it. Yeah. Rob, I honestly would just order your pens through me. You can buy them blank. I do sell them blank. I do have to mark them up a little bit, but it's not that much over what I pay for them. You can buy them blank. You can buy them decorated. I'm less expensive than so like this pen is carried by Hub Pen and Gold Star, and I'm cheaper than them, so I'd be happy to do them for you. Or like I said, you can buy them blank and run them yourself. And then, Bob, are you still there, or did you leave the stream because you're mad at me? Or are you already on your way to slap me? So with, I keep dropping pens. This is hard to do one-handed. I could run 2 pen jobs, so I do have another rotary that I can run pens here. I'm actually running keychains. So we're annealing the keychains right now. And these, because we're annealing, take a long time. So just line it up, push F2, and it runs. So it takes a long time. It does 2 pass, and then we clean it off to get that. What's up, Carl? So these are the pens we just ran. Super simple. We've got it set up so that it only runs the quantity specified. So I'll show you that here. I'm going to put the pens on. It'll take me a lot longer because I'm doing it one-handed. So if you haven't seen my automation video on the pens, I wrote an auto hotkey script that basically loads the file for me with the barcode scanner. I've since modified it because I've been getting a lot of smaller orders and I don't want to have to like stop the rotary or fill it with blank pens or have it basically like this screw up and etch the thing. So right now we're in the old job. So you hit F5 to escape, Control N for a new job, know that you don't want to save it, click Alt P, and it asks you to enter the ID. You come here, scan the barcode, and then it says how many pens are you running. So in this case we're going to do 15 pens. So now what it's going to do is it's going to automatically open the job, it's going to hatch it, it's going to align it, it's going to turn the rotary on, and it's going to come and mark that we're doing 15 pens so that the rotary will only turn 15 times. And then lights up the rotary so we can make sure that we're centered in the placement. Now that we know that that's all done, then we can go ahead and hit escape to stop the red light and push F2 to start the job. It's going to run the job, and it's only going to run 15 of them. If I had a bigger job, then I can do, basically you set it to do 24, so it'll rotate 24 times, and then you can unload and reload it. If you wanted to, you can even set it so that it's 30 times or 50 times, and it will just keep spinning, and then you can swap them. I don't like that just because sometimes when touching it and running it, it will cause the table to move, which then causes discrepancy in the pens. So I don't like to do that, but you can. If I ever get a robot, then that's what would definitely happen. So those pen orders are running. Gonna get some bags so that we can package them. That's the nice thing about the machine is they can just do their thing, and we don't have to worry about it. It just keeps running, and we can walk around and do other stuff. So, any other questions, comments, concerns, rude remarks? We got the HP running right now. We're gonna go swap the Summa. We're cutting a bunch of holographic stuff for Spencer. So basically what I'm doing right now is I'm just cutting it off and stacking it over here so that when Taylor comes in on Monday, he can pop them out. So all I do is come here, and then I can take this, move it over there, and you guys are gonna fall over, and I can start it going again. Love my Summa. Love, love, love. And then we got the HP printing stickers right now. The pen job's going to be done. Hopefully the keychain is done so that we can move on to the next keychain. So pens are done, ready to package. Keychain is done. We'll move it off to the side. Press F1. Line up the next one. Press F2. These ones, I'll just leave for now. We can turn the laser off because that's the only other pen order I have. And then come over here and close this section. Neil, I probably should have them automatically cut off, but I don't. I know that you can program it to do it, but I don't know the tolerance, and I haven't spent the time to figure out what the tolerance is, like how far from the barcode it cuts. And so it scares me, especially with the holographic stuff because it's so expensive. But the holographic is really cool. It is Brightline Wow. But man, is it terribly expensive. Alright, let's see here. What can I do? Am I ever going to finish the Embroidery 2.0 calculator? Maybe. It's definitely, like you said, it's not an area of focus for me. Technically, it works. And so it's just not public. I probably should just release it because it's way better than the current one. But yeah, it's not a focus for me, so I haven't done it. But with a baby coming, I might have some time at the hospital, and I'll take my laptop. So maybe I'll try to do it. I can't make any promises, but I will try. I will definitely have to try that for the feed for the automatic cutoff. I definitely think the automatic cutoff would be nice because then I could just put the table up to it and then have it cut and feed onto a table. So I will try that. This one, I think there's only an inch between the jobs, so I don't think it would work. But I should do that. Brian, what's up? Hopefully you've been getting some good ideas from the Facebook group, Brian. Brian is trying to figure out a way to quit his full-time job so that he can be a caretaker for a family member. So if you have any ideas for him, he's got 2 embroidery machines, a sewing machine, a little diode laser, sublimation printer. He's trying to figure out how he can boost his income from his business so that he can be a caretaker for his family member. Personally, Brian, and this applies to everyone, and I was actually thinking about it today. So let's just talk about it. I'm going to pull up my statistics here. I think most of my top customers are family, friends, or neighbors. So my biggest customer, Spencer. I actually was originally introduced to Spencer like four years ago and did some stickers for him. He had his own little business. I can't remember if he was doing it full-time at that point. He went full-time, didn't do full-time. But I did some stickers for him. And did a couple sets at different times. And then a year ago, so about Christmas time last year, he reached out to me because he got a new full-time job and said, hey, we're in a panic. We need some stickers fast. I ordered some from Sticker Mule. They're not going to be here in time. I just remembered that you're in the next city over. Can you take care of them? Yeah. And I have cultivated that relationship. I do tons of stuff for him. I do stickers. I do signs, banners, boxes, embroidery. I just did some screen printing for him. So I'm trying to take that relationship that I have and that started as stickers and find the other ways that I can help them. My number 2 customer is my brother. Speaking of which, my brother and I started a channel called Lean Brothers. If you want to check it out, I will link it down in the comments. We talk about business, we talk about work, we talk about improvements. So if you want to check that out, I will put it in the comments. Let's go to number 3 customer. They are a neighbor. So they work for a corporate company, and they knew that I did swag, and I do anything from screen printing, embroidery, This year we did Christmas boxes for them. So we custom printed boxes. We made, like, we bought popcorn. We put custom stickers on it, printed a 4x6 to go inside it, and they gave it away for their Christmas gifts. Last year we did tumblers for them for Christmas. So yeah, that's number 3. Number 4 big customer is a friend of my wife from high school. We recently moved, and we actually moved super close to them, so now we're neighbors as well. So number 4 was Brent, and I do stickers, labels, T-shirts, lots of different things for them. I don't necessarily do them all in-house, but that's my wife's friend. Number 5. Number 5 is a corporate client who reached out because another print company was not helping them and not responding to their messages, and it was more or less a cold call. So that's an anomaly. Number 6. This was actually a contact that Robert got when he worked for me. So it's been a year and a half, I think, since Robert's worked for me, maybe 2 years. He used to work for this company, and he reached out to them when he was trying to build his book of business and contacted the guys that he knew to get some work. So I still do their work. We do screen printing and their truck decals. That's the only thing I've ever done for them. I tried to do their embroidery work, but they use someone who only charges them like $2 to embroider a left chest polo, and it's not worth doing it for me. So, not worth it. I think we're on number 6, maybe number 7. I can't remember. This is a franchise that I got from being a member of BNI. I have since left BNI, mostly because I was tired of traveling to BNI. The group that I joined was about 35 minutes away, and I didn't feel that the time commuting and doing that was worth it. I'm also not a morning person, but I still do their work, and it's been good. The next one is my best friend from high school. So he works for the local high school and is a teacher there and has told all the other teachers. And so I do quite a bit of work for the high school, but the relationship is from a friend. The next one is my brother-in-law. He owns a business, fixes cars. I do shirts. It's really mainly what I do, shirts and stickers for them. But you can see in my book of business, ideas of who to talk to, most of my big customers are personal relationships. They're relationships that I have, whether they're family, whether they're friends, whether they're my wife's friend. They're people that I have more of an intimate connection with rather than just a business relationship. And a lot of times the customers, like, I would consider Spencer my best friend right now. I see him all the time. I work with him all the time. We have the same interests. We do the same things. We have kids that are the similar ages. We hang out. Like, he was here 20 minutes ago before I started the live stream. And so, like, my business relationships tend to turn into my personal relationships, and that shows with my book of business. Kind of the ones that I've cold called recently are dental offices. Just landed. I made some pens for a dental office. I just landed them. Did some embroidery work for them this week, so that's super exciting. That was one of the new things. Start me on. So yeah, it's one of the ways to get business. So hopefully that helps Brian. Hope that helps anyone. Rye Beats, what's up? Any other questions? Questions, concerns, rude remarks? Pretty sure Bob left the stream. Neil, do you have any other magical tips? I'm mad at Grimco right now. Grimco did inventory today, so they shipped my package late. You picked a bad time to do inventory, Neil. Bye, Spencer. Been doing a lot of tumblers. Laser has definitely been an awesome addition to the business this year. Laser will end up being, it's going to be pretty close between laser and large format. I'm still pushing tumblers, and they're pretty neck and neck right now as far as revenue generated from laser versus the HP. So lasers was an awesome addition. It's interesting to watch. I started to look at the numbers this year versus last year, big customers, and I realized that I messed up by not reaching out to my big customers from last year, because the list this year is different than the list last year. And part of that's my fault. One of the bigger customers I haven't even talked to this year. I don't know if I did something wrong, if my contact no longer works there, but they spent $20,000 or $30,000 last year, and they spent nothing this year. So make sure you look at your metrics, not just collect them, because it can cause problems. Any other questions? Carl, thanks for being around. So you must have been around back when I was doing daily videos. That was definitely a different time than we are in now. Fine art prints are good. Is it mainly just paper based, like vinyl, canvas based, or are you doing sublimation on the metal? That would be interesting. What, of everyone that's on here, whether you know or just think, what has been your best selling genre or best selling thing or widget this year? Mine is promotional products. It was the biggest one last year. It's the biggest one this year. And I consider promotional products anything that I buy from Sage, ASI, Distributor Central, anything that I kind of outsource in that genre, the swag, it's not something that I produce in-house. So what has been your biggest? Taylor just jumped on it. He says pens. Pens is the biggest quantity item, but it has not been the biggest seller. But next year we're going to change that, Taylor. Rob asked before I asked this question, do I still use my HP 54-inch cutter? I have used it one time, maybe two. One that I can for sure remember, because I ran it at the same time as the Summa Flatbed, because my buddy Spencer wanted some stickers and it was busy doing work-related stickers, and he wanted these for personal use, and so we contour cut them and then hand cut them just with some scissors. But no, I mainly use it as a usually just has stuff on it or in the catch baskets. We do use the catch basket if we're doing long sticker runs. We'll stick it in front of the Flatbed Summa to catch the media. But I'm going to have to do it Neil's way and add a little bit more spacing between my stickers and have it auto cut. I like that idea. Speaking of which, I need to go print some stickers for myself. Let's see here. Carl, he confirmed that he does photo paper and canvas for his fine arts. Shift Marketing saying cardboard. He's doing custom packaging, pop displays. Okay, Shift. And Neil, if you're still here, I have this question. So the biggest issue that I run into with cardboard is when I crease it, it either cracks it or it's not enough that when it folds, it doesn't fold good. And I have 3 different crease wheels to do the creases in the cardboard, but I can never seem to get it right. So I would love any tips or advice or input on that. Rob is saying that his biggest things are t-shirt, hoodies, hats, so apparel, sounds like. Brian's saying he needs some stickers, happy to help. We're also making that Google Sheet that hopefully you can contact people to find different services. Shift Marketing, am I doing B flute? I do B flute and E flute. B flute, I think B flute's the thicker one and E flute's the thinner one. B flute I don't usually use for cardboard boxes anymore. I usually use the E flute. But yeah, usually E flute, the thinner stuff. I think it's like 1.5 mil thick. Neil, I probably do need to check my table mapping. I don't know how to do that. And that's one thing that I will say about the Summa flatbed cutter is they have no knowledge bases. They have no good training. Neil's amazing. He makes awesome videos for Grimco on their channel. But there's no, like, I don't feel like with the Summa flatbed, there's just, like, for me, I had no idea going into it what I was getting into or how I was doing it. So, like, the random questions that I have, I don't feel that there's, like, a good way for me to even look up or potentially try to look up my questions. So I do know how to adjust the down position, and we do have to do that and play with it. But no, I do think my mapping is wrong because typically the bottom right-hand corner, like closest to the ADC1, a lot of times if I'm doing through cuts, then there will be just a tiny, like, little part of it that will, like, stick. And, like, sometimes it's, like, 5 mil, and sometimes it's, like, 2 mil, but it won't, like, and it's not like it's in a spot where it, like, started and stopped. It's, like, doing a straight line, and it's, like, 20 millimeters up that it'll have a 5 millimeter tag that just, like, doesn't seem like it cuts all the way through. So I think my mapping is wrong. So if you could make a video on that, that would be awesome, because I've had my table for a year and it's probably time to remap it, but I don't know how. So Shift is saying put your crease wheel down to the bed, and then in your settings bring it up a little bit. So essentially you're not touching the bed when it creases. Okay. That's probably what I'm doing wrong, because again, I have no knowledge other than what I've been able to find on YouTube or teach myself. So I will have to try that. The boxes that we just did, we were able to make it work because we cut them from the backside. So it did crack a little bit, but because we cut it from the backside, when you folded it, you couldn't see any of the cracks. But I didn't like the product. Like, I wasn't pleased with it. My customer didn't care. They were happy with it, but that's kind of how I felt. The table itself, I believe, is level, but I do think the mapping is definitely incorrect. Taylor's saying that we could always cut through the bed. We actually did that on accident. for some reason, the software didn't stop the cutter from going farther than it should have, and we got some nice slices in the bed. It's still working. I'm not going to replace it yet because I don't want to spend the money. But it's functional. We got more stuff that we can stop. The keychain should be ready to change. The cutter just stopped. I want to get these keychains out of my life because the guy came on like Wednesday or something. He's like, "Do you have the keychains done? I realized I need some." And I was like, "No, they're not done." He's like, "Can you have them by Friday?" Like, "Yes, I have them done Friday, but if they're not done Friday, then I'll do it while you're here." And it's painful to do it while people are here because it just is. It's painful having that rush, that pressure of, oh, you gotta get done. Well, I'm gonna put you down for a minute. I gotta cut my bright line. Wow, it's freaking out. So if you have any other questions, let me know. Probably gonna go home soon, so we'll end the live stream. But if you have any more questions, I'm here to answer if I can. We'll also see if I can show you what I'm talking about with why I think the mapping might be wrong. No, Taylor, the guy did not come with his blue pens. And I really missed you today. I really look forward to having you back. Okay, let's see. Let's see if we can. I don't know if it'll stand up. Okay, so I'm going to turn the camera around. So if you see, it didn't quite cut right there. It'll eventually, like if you bend it or fold it, it will come out. And it is fine. But if I come over here to the top corner, that one didn't work either. So it's probably just because of the type of cut. But usually that's what it is. Like this corner will pop out just fine. And this one, usually like the first two rows are just like this section. I can actually show you on the stickers themselves. As you can see, some of them are popped. And it's the same spot. And so it's not where it starts, but it starts here. And it's not like it's where it's picking up the blade. It's just in the middle of the cut. So that's why I think the mapping's wrong. So thank you, Neil, for making that video so I can try to fix my issue. This is what the print fam is all about. Helping each other. My camera is gonna die. What's up, David? I'm running out of substrate. Let's see. What else did I miss? Carl, have I sold the flatbed? I have not. I was actually talking to my brother about this today because part of my issue with the flatbed is I struggle to price it correctly. The flatbed does make enough money that it pays for itself, but it is a wow factor. It's one of those things that people come in and they see, oh, you can do cardboard boxes. Oh, you can do cardboard stand-ups. Oh, you can do yard signs in-house. And they take that and they will buy other things. So they'll buy apparel, they'll buy pens, they'll buy stickers. And so having it by itself is not making enough money, but it is making enough money because of the other things that it generates. Bob says I should use my own calculator. I have a flatbed calculator. The problem is, so the struggle I have with the flatbed calculator is the price is sometimes astronomical for the product, and at other times it's way under the market value. So like yard signs, it's an astronomical price. If I were to price yard signs at what my calculator says, then no one would buy them. But if I were to price like ACM printed sign with the calculator, it's way cheaper than what anyone else prices. So I haven't found the right way to figure out the calculations to determine pricing for it. I love the Canon. I love having it. I love what it provides me. I just need to figure out a better way to price it. But I am keeping it. It's not going away. Like my biggest customer uses it all the time, and if I didn't have it, there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be doing for my biggest customer. So it's definitely not going away. It's paid for itself. It makes its payment. It's just not necessarily like, as the example, like the lasers, like far have surpassed what I paid for the lasers. The Canon just makes its own payment. So I am keeping it. I am happy with it. I do have gripes about it, but I've had gripes about every piece of equipment that I've had. But it's not bad enough that I wouldn't say yes to it. So I'm going to keep it. It's not going anywhere unless something really changes. It is pretty good. Have a good time at the bar, Neil. It is fun to see a lot of you guys here. So David is saying that he just signed the order for a brand new Arizona with a Colex cutter. Honestly, like I've heard really good things about the Colex. The nice thing about the Colex is that you don't have to have 3-phase power. Like I said, I like my Arizona. I'm happy with it. It's not going anywhere. So that's my 2 cents. It's worth having. It can be a pain. It's definitely one of the harder machines to maintain in my shop. But today I printed a board with it. It was for my brother, so I didn't charge him anything. But we're working on a new product line for him, and he is going with the boards that I print in the future. I'm going to do $150 a board, and it should be good. I've got a couple of other contracts that I do like nameplates for. You could definitely do them on a smaller one, but I do nameplates, and I charge $3 a piece. We run 35 at a time, so it pays for itself. I'm pleased with it. Everyone has been pleased with the quality. It's kind of like the cardboard boxes. There are certain things that I'm not necessarily like 100% satisfied with, but none of my customers complain. So, as an example, this Christmas we did a 100-box order. So it was E-flute box, like cardboard sheets, one-sided printed, and we charged $16 a box. Knocked the whole job out in a day, so it's worth it. I'm keeping it. So Rob asked how I price my embroidery. I use my calculator for the most part. A lot of the embroidery I do lately has been really expensive apparel. So like Carhartt jackets, Nike jackets. So a lot of times with that, what I end up doing is I charge $3 or $5 over the MSRP price of the jacket. But if it's something where they're like bringing something, then I do it based off of stitch count. So I just use my calculator, put in the numbers. That way it calculates the thread, the backer, the needles, and everything like that. Usually ballpark. A lot of times when people are like, well, how much is it to do embroidery? I tell them ballpark, it's like $10 for a left chest. Hats, I kind of have a standardized pricing. Typically, if they're done at Richardson, I charge $17.50 a piece. So that way I can make like $5 on a hat, $5 on embroidery. Um, to answer Bob's question, am I still doing a lot of embroidery? The embroidery is hard just because I don't control it. So it's hard for me to want to sell and push it because my wife does it for me. It's probably something that I should look at bringing back to the shop and taking over that control and running it myself. But she does a really good job. And the big orders I outsource to a company that has like 27 heads or 30 heads. I don't know what numbers. They have a lot. They have multiple multi-head machines. So like I just outsourced a job that was 550 hats to them because my wife would kill me if I tried to do that many. And usually when I'm outsourcing jobs like that, it's contract pricing. I 2x the contract pricing. And then I usually add like a delivery and setup fee because I have to take it to the contractor. I have to pick it up. So there's usually a fee that I add on top of that for the travel. Sometimes I do price it. Contract work based off my calculator. But it just depends. We have done a lot of embroidery in-house leading up to Christmas. That's common every year. That's usually where the bulk of my stuff comes from. My brother always does an embroidery job for the end of the year. One of my other customers always does an embroidery job for jackets for the end of the year because they give them out as gifts. I do have some companies that I do them for just intermittently because they have 5 pillows here, 10 pillows there. When they just need new shirts or something. So typically, kind of the rule with my wife is she'll do up to 20 pieces a day, but with moving and kids and being pregnant, it's been more difficult. But I'm considering a second machine, just not because my current machine is busy, but to make it so that she can do them faster. Because that's sometimes the issue is people want them done now, which is the other issue of like why I might like bring the control back into the shop. I can't decide. Shift marketing is just popping in, shining on the flatbed. They'd say if you can afford it, keep it. They love our flatbed. We would never be able to get rid of it. It gives us lots of flexibility. I agree. And it allows you to do a lot of things that normally you couldn't do. Like I've printed on a pen before. It's not realistic doing a lot of pens unless I were to create some jigs and templates. But again, that's why I want a little flatbed that's made to do promotional products. But being able to do signs and banners and like one of the things that keeps it the most busy is I do small run yard signs for local shops, or I do custom shaped yard signs for other local print shops because it's not feasible to ship or order custom shapes when you only need a couple of them. So that's nice. Rob, the company that I use, I honestly don't know their name. The guy's name is Brett, and I just text him or email him, and he has a Gmail address. So I honestly don't know the name of his business, but I would suggest finding a local contract printer around you. So he's 15 minutes away, 20 minutes away. Find someone close, someone that you can drop ship to and go pick it up. That's what I like. That's how my screen printer is. I drop ship orders to them, and they screen them, and I go pick them up. So local is usually the best option, to merely because of shipping. So Brian's asking, speaking, when you pay contract pricing for your hats, roughly what do you pay? So every contract person that I work with has a pricing tier spreadsheet that they send. I personally would never do that. I can understand them, but again, like my screen printer, all they do is contract screen printing. They do not work open to the public. They only do contract screen printing. And so it's easy to have standardized pricing because they don't provide the apparel. Like you literally, they will not print something unless you provide it. So they just have a pricing matrix that is this many pieces, this many pieces, this many pieces, or like, so there's this 1 to 11, 12 to 35, 36 to 59, 60 to 95, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to 10 screens. And so it's just a pricing tier of, okay, it's this many pieces, it's this many colors, this is what the run charge is. So Brian, to answer your question, it's the same with embroidery. It's just done with stitches. So they do it, their minimum is 4,000 stitches that they charge. So they do 4,000, 5,000, 6,000, up to 11,000. And then they do above 11,000, it's just per additional 1,000 stitches. So as an example, the last job that I did, I believe it was 550 pieces. So let me look up the stitch count. So the stitch count was 3,367 stitches. So it's another 4,000 tier. And it was over 500 pieces. So I paid $1.65 a piece for the embroidery. I believe I charged $4.50 a piece, and they provided the hats. So literally all I did, my customer brought the hats. Taylor took the hats to them, and then my buddy picked them up for me, and I did it. But again, you have to keep in mind, they have, I believe, 30 or more heads. So this job, once they put it on their machines to run, was done in a few hours. So when you can run that many pieces at a time, you can definitely drop the price per stitch. If that same job was 10 pieces, then I would have paid $6.75 a piece, which is why I like having an embroidery machine, because I can do the small jobs at a better piece rate because it's cheaper to run it yourself. But it's also why I like having a contract embroidery or contract decorator that can do the big jobs for me, because for me to do over 500 pieces would take weeks because my machine is a single head and I can only do so many at a time. They literally had it done in a day once they started it. It took them a couple weeks to start it, but it's not, to me, it's not worth doing myself if it's going to take me that long. I lose the opportunity of doing other jobs. Have a good one, Andy. They're asking what I charge for blanks. Typically, I mark blanks up 75 or 100%. So if I pay $5 for it, I usually charge $10 for the blank and then decoration on top of it. So typically, I'm 75% if it's screen printing, and typically I'm 100% if it's embroidery. But you can use my calculators. You can get those from timetomake-something.com. You can see how I charge for it. Brian, doing 700 pieces on 2 heads, that is very, very time consuming. But you can make money. That's the thing. You can definitely make money doing it. I love left chest. I like if all my embroidery did was left chest, I would love it. Like I love using the mighty hoops. I love like that is a breeze. It's when you get into the sleeves and the hats and all that other stuff. So that's the thing. But yeah, running 500 pieces 7 days. That's good. Or 500, 700 pieces in 5 days. Let's see, how many is that a day? 140 pieces. And you said you charged $371 or $375. So $525. That's not bad. It's not like necessarily awesome because you're probably, I would bet in material, you're probably between like the use of the needle, use of the machine, the backer, thread, you're probably 75 cents a piece in material. So making $3 a piece, that's not bad. I probably would have charged more. Um, Especially if it was hats, I'd definitely charge more if it was hats. If I was doing it myself, again, if I was contracting it, I don't really care. I just typically would double it. Like I said, the 500 piece hat, I charged $450 and I didn't touch the job. So I made $375 a piece not touching it. Yeah, if you're doing it wholesale, then that's also definitely another thing. Like doing it for another person, because like if you can feed each other work, that's nice. You should go switch the keychain. I should switch keychains more often. But any other questions? I've been doing this for a little over an hour. I probably should stop soon and get home. So any other questions I can answer before we call it? I should finish the keychains and then go home. That's probably what I'll do. As soon as we got 4 more keychains, probably about 10 more minutes, and then I'll call it. Just enjoy the quiet. Okay, I won't talk for a bit. I'll just ASMR. We're out of Jimmy Dean's. We haven't had Jimmy Dean's in a while. The freezer's been full of hot pockets lately. We're almost out of hot pockets. This is why the keychains take forever to do the annealing. I saw a couple of comments come up, but I didn't read them in time, so we'll get back to the computer and then I'll read them. Waldo asks, how much does Fire Sprint pay me? I don't know if they would appreciate me telling, so I'm not going to, but I will tell you that they pay me per video, and then if anyone does use the coupon, I do get a 10% commission if you use it. So it's an affiliate commission if someone uses it. MCM Lyrics, we are expecting so my wife went to if you missed it from the beginning, my wife went to the doctor today, and she's at 4 centimeters, and she called it stripped the membrane. I don't know exactly what that means, but when he did that, he told my wife that it is likely within the next 48 hours we would have the baby. Based off of my wife's text messages, she said it might be today. So since I'm working, trying to get some things done, in case that does happen. So yes, the nice thing about all the equipment that's running is I can just turn the laser off and turn the suction off. Everything else can continue to run. Turn the lights off and leave it. The take-up reel, the printer actually just finished. So I have that. I actually just bought a Wise outlet, which I don't remember if I recorded a video on it or not, but about a Wise outlet for the take-up reel so that I can control it from my phone. I've got Wise cams looking at the HP, or I have one looking at the HP as well as one inside the HP, so that when I leave and let it continue to print, then I can remote into the computer. So I have remote access to the computer that I can abort a print or start a print or anything like that. And then I can turn the take-up reel on or off remotely, as well as see, is it printing, did it crash, did something happen, so I can see it. So I'm probably, my eventual plan is to have a Wise cam or security camera, whatever it may be, probably Wise cams, on every piece of equipment, so that, like right now, I can't see what's going on with the laser. It's probably done with a keychain, but if we can have it so that we can see it, it makes it easier to know, oh, hey, I'm working on something else. Oh, that's done. Let's go over there so that we can basically put another keychain in. Cayetana asked about what kind of keychains. I'll show you that when we go over there. Waldo, thank you. We're excited. This is baby number 5 for us. Super excited, super happy. I actually didn't think we're going to have another kid. We've been trying for about 3 years, and we actually didn't find out we were pregnant until we were about 6.5 months pregnant. So we honestly just found out a little bit ago, because we didn't think it was going to happen. My wife's 41, I'm 35. I'm going to get emotional about it. We didn't think it was going to happen. And we were moving, we were trying to sell the house. We were, like, you can see all the stuff's gone now. It was a stressful time. And we just, like, she was tired. Like, we look back at it and we're like, it makes sense. And, like, we make fun of these people. Like, how do you not know that you're not pregnant? Or you are pregnant? But basically what it came down to was we were moving. We were stressed. She was tired. She would get nauseous going to the amusement park. And, like, it all started to make sense. But just because of everything that was going on, like, hormones have been all over the place, so we wouldn't have been able to tell that way. And we found out about 6.5 months that we were pregnant. So really, we've only known for a couple of months. So it's super exciting. We're thrilled. We don't know if we're having a boy or a girl, Waldo. We're going to find out hopefully tonight. That would be ideal. MCM Lyrics, no, I do not have someone that's going to run the print shop. Taylor's going to run the print shop. It's not likely that I'll be gone for very many days because it is baby number 5. So it's not going to be a lot of difference at home just because we have so many kids already. But that's part of, like, the print shop is pretty manageable between me and Taylor. So kind of Taylor's the one that usually does this stuff. Taylor's the one that usually feeds the machine. So I should say, I feed the machine, Taylor unfeeds it. So like, I'll prep, like, we've got these tumblers that we're running. So like, I'll prep the artwork, I'll set up the laser, but Taylor feeds. I guess that's why I was thinking feeds. Taylor feeds it. He puts the tumbler in, he cleans them, he packages them, he unpackages them. I just like do the artwork on the sell side. Same thing here. Typically, I would set up the artwork, but Taylor would, okay, it's all set up, just run them. The pens, we've got down. We've got that automation sweet. So once I have the artwork in the system, we've got the barcode, we've got it automated. That's awesome. Printing, I still usually handle this because it is relatively small runs that we do, and it's not super time intensive. It's usually, hey, print it, check it, it looks good, print the whole job, do it. I'll usually send the artwork to the printer for the HP, but Taylor will hook it up to the take-up reel. Usually we'll laminate it together so that he can be on one side, I can be on the other. But he usually runs the stickers, he pops the stickers out, he packages the stickers. So Taylor's awesome. He's a lifesaver. Honestly, without him today, it's been hell. Like, it was terrible. I missed him. Um, but yeah. So, oh, I forgot to talk about the keychains. So the guy that does them, this is their sobriety keychains. Um, so every time people reach a milestone, they get a new keychain. They're just a square steel piece that he cuts into lengths and then drills a hole in it so that you can put it on a key ring. So originally he reached out to me because he wanted clear stickers. And I was like, okay, well, and it was like, I want a grid that has 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 years, all these years and all these things. And I was like, okay, well, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I put them on keychains. I was like, well, do you want me to just laser etch them for you? And he said the feedback that he's gotten from people about like them being laser etched over in the sticker, because the sticker can fall off, it can have problems. The annealing is permanent. So people, he said he's got a lot of compliments on the annealing. So that's what we've been doing. So he likes it. I don't charge him enough. He tells me I don't charge him enough, but I feel like it's a good cause. It's for sobriety. So I'm happy to help. We're going to plug my phone back in because I'm afraid it's going to die. So I got just a couple more keychains, then I'm going to end the live stream and call it. So any other questions? Anything you want to know? Anything you want to hear? I am mostly an open book. So MCM Lyrics says, if you're looking for cheap promotional items, I highly recommend ASD in March. I have no idea what ASD is. But Las Vegas is only like 5-6 hours from me. So what is ASD? I know PPAI is coming up, but I'm not going to go to that this year. One, because I don't want to. And two, I don't think I would get enough value out of it. And the ASD is it ASD Market Week, February 26th through March 1st. It looks like that's it. Discover wholesale products no other market has. Beauty, clothing, cosmetics, crafts, electronics. I did see that comment, Bob. Sorry that I skipped it. The pad printer. It is basically still in the same spot as before. part of the problem is I don't fully understand how the ink works. So Eric, who is in the Facebook group, has one, and he originally used acrylic ink in his. He used acrylic ink in his, and it worked great. He was doing tennis balls. They make ink specifically for pad printing, and like I said, I've not even turned it on. Like, apparently, I just noticed that I'm missing a fitting or a hose, because something is definitely afoot here, or it's just not connected. I did get these samples. Not these are different. I did get these samples. So they shipped me all this stuff. But part of the problem is let me see if I can. There was a paper here that I probably lost. Yeah, yes, I think I lost it. Oh, I have another tool too. I got another laser. Never used it either. It was right here. Anyway, I don't know what I did with it. Problem is we got all the pens, and they take up a lot of space, and we haven't put them in the inventory yet. But basically, with the reason I haven't spent the time with it is I just haven't. But it's confusing because you have ink, which is this. So this is a thing of black, and this is a thing of white. But then you have your tartar that you're supposed to mix. But then there's thinner. But this is 102 thinner, which is mixed 15 to 30%. But then you have mixed 103 thinner. But then you also have hardener. And then you have glass hardener. And then you have adhesion promoter. Like, I understand what adhesion promoter is. You put it on things that have difficult accepting stuff, and it helps it adhere. But how do I know when to use a hardener versus when to use glass hardener versus when to use a thinner versus a retarder versus a different thinner? Like, how do I know what's what? Like, fully understand that this is it. And the problem was the paper that I can't seem to find had these instructions on it, but they were not very clear. They were basically written for someone who already kind of understands it. And because I don't already understand it, then it doesn't make sense. And because it doesn't make sense, it's kind of like a lot of things. Spencer said it really well the other day. When something is hard in the fact that it doesn't make sense to me, I avoid it. And I put it off. And I don't want to do it. Because there's that level of, like, unknown. There's that level of, like, fear. And so I put it off, you put it off, you put it off. And because there's nothing pressing me to, like, do a job with it, I have no reason getting up and running. And it wasn't a big enough expense. I shouldn't have bought it yet. I still think it would be a good tool, but I shouldn't have bought it yet. But it was also only $1,000. So importing it, the purchase of it, like it was only $1,000 compared to all the other machines. Like, I have more than $1,000 of hats sitting here. Like, I'm not saying it was a wise purchase, but also compared to other things is only $1,000. So, I have not looked a lot into pouch printing. I know that like some of the oaky style printers can print on certain bags and mailers, and you can also get like a post-net machine that has a memjet head that can print on them. But no, I have not specifically looked at Mylar bags, just because I don't do a lot of it and I'm not in that like genre of printing, or that like my customers aren't that type that would need that. And it's really cheap to outsource to people that have those machines. So Bob's comment of his X tool has made him about $2,000 a week for the past 7 weeks is not bad for a $1,300 investment. Is exactly why I love my lasers, because this year, if I look at my laser revenue, I have done $56,000 in laser sales. If I look at what I paid for all of my machines, which granted it was more than Bob's, $1,300. I have to find it. Hold on. I think it's under this one. In total, including shipping, including import fees, I paid $12,000. I lied. That was $12,000 for all my current one. That does not include my OM Tech, which I think was about $4,000. So I spent $16,000 on my 5 lasers. So even if we were to round that out to a per piece, I paid $3,200 per laser, and I've generated almost $65,000 in revenue, and that does not include the current orders that I'm working on, which are a few $1,000s more. So it's going to be tight. My biggest seller, or my number 2 right now, I looked at the wrong, lasers was 57, sorry. 65 was the HP. But I've only had my fiber lasers and really my CO2 working here in the shop since about March. And they make a lot of money for how much they cost. Like the amount of money that they can generate for the cost is ridiculous. That's like, honestly, if I wouldn't have bought the flatbed before the lasers, I wouldn't have bought the flatbed. Like that's how much like the lasers just they make that much money. So it's nice. I love my lasers. Right now I'm trying to blow out every single tumbler I have in stock. So I'm doing them for a ridiculous price. I'm doing my 20, 30, and 32 ounce tumbler. Well, the 32 are water bottles, but that brand I'm doing for $17 a piece. And then my 40 ounce I'm doing for $22 a piece. And I'm trying to just get rid of all of them. It's amazing the amount of money that lasers can generate. Custom credit cards on TikTok are cool. I would have to charge probably way more than what people would want to pay. And I don't want to build a stream of income that is so dependent on something being like a viral that it could go away. I'd rather kind of like slowly build my business with local businesses, repeat businesses around the country rather than like hitting those like, oh, I went viral. Like even um, I won't name names, but there's a guy in the Facebook group that is struggling with starting his business. It seems like that's my perspective. He's struggling with starting it, and starting a business to me takes time. Like I've been in business 13 years at this point, and so like some of these like some people might have been in business a year or 2 years or 2 months. So sometimes looking at these numbers that I'm talking about are like, holy cow, we're like even me, if I would have looked at this 13 years ago and said I only spent $1,000 on a pad printer, I'd be like, are you out of your mind? I freaked out when I bought a $40 grommet press because I had a customer that wanted grommets in a sign that I had outsourced, and they wanted grommets in the corner, but the people that I outsourced it to, didn't do grommets. I'm pretty sure I outsourced it to Firespring, or maybe I didn't call it or whatever. But I like freaked out about spending $40 on a grommet press, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make my money back. And then I bought my $300 heat press, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to make my money back. So, like, I get it. I get the starting happens. But for me, like, like, I have a TikTok for my pen business, and it hasn't really done anything. I don't know if I've ever got an order from it. But I thought I had that idea. Oh, if I make TikToks and lasers, cool, people like them. But I did a thousand pens for a business. Most of my online orders are 20, 30, 40 pieces. But not a lot of pieces. And people like that I'll do the low quantities. But I can go to a local business and they'll buy 250, 500, 1,000. Like the business that ordered 1,000, he's like, how long? Just so I can know, how long do you think it'll take? I'm like, oh, they'll probably done in a couple of days. Email in a couple of days. Hey, they're done. It's been like 2 weeks. He still hasn't picked them up because he was like floored with like how like fast that they were done. Like during this live stream, I just got an approval for another job that said they'll do option 2 because I gave them 2 options. Um, so it's like, okay, I can do these pens, but it's 20 pens. It's not a huge amount of pens. It's not like I'm not going to say no to it, but they'll probably never order from me again. And that's okay. I'll do these jobs. It helps pay the bills. Like, I'll just be fully transparent with you. With my online sales of just pens for the last 30 days, I've done $3,000 in pen sales. It's not bad. Like, compared to all my other sales for this month, because it's Christmas, it's a very lower portion. I don't know what the math is. Let's see. That doesn't seem that. I don't know. I've done about 60,000 in sales this month, so 3,000 online. That's a good number. And if I would have been like 10 year ago me, or even like 3 year ago me, I'd be like $3,000 online. That's awesome. But especially this month with Christmas, like I know that online prices inflated because of Christmas, because people are doing Christmas orders and gifts. Um, it's interesting now my perspective because things have changed. My business is different, and so it's it's weird. It's different. But like $3,000 in pens, that's a lot of money. Granted, that $3,000 is not the profit. That doesn't include like me paying the labor. It doesn't include for the blank pen. It doesn't include for shipping. Like that's what they paid for the pens, for shipping. And a lot of times I'm doing free shipping. So it's like I'm taking the shipping costs and putting it as part of the thing. So it's like, yeah, $3,000 a pen. Honestly, it's probably like $1,500 to $2,000 in profit. So don't get me wrong, that's good. And frankly, if I sold everything else in my business, got rid of all my other equipment, and just did pens, like I could probably live off of that. But yeah, so yeah, this person's is 20 pens. So let's finish getting it set up. So the one thing that sucks about the pens is they do with EasyCAD, they have to be Illustrator version 8, which is stupid. But it's not terrible. Let's see, it's 20 pens, so it's 14 ounces. And I know there's some comments coming in. I will answer them momentarily. I'm just not very good at multitasking. Oh no. Crap. I pushed the wrong thing, so I might have just screwed up my automation. Oh no, it still worked. Let's see. MC Lyrics, am I doing SEO? Oh no. I am paying for online ads, so I am doing that, but I'm not doing any SEO. Craig R says, hey, messaged you on Discord, never heard back. I wanted to delete the Discord, but I don't know how. I'm in too many other places that I can't remember to be on Discord. So the best way to get a hold of me is in the comments or on the Facebook group. But I will answer your question now. This is a great way to ask. Would you suggest the 50-watt fiber over the 30-watt for a first timer? Pens look nice. Did you get the tumbler attachment too? I honestly would probably just do the 30-watt. I'm eating Reese's. I don't think there's enough things that are worth a 50-watt. At least that I do. Everything that I've done has been plenty of power. The advantage that you can get with a 50-watt is you can potentially do things faster because you have more power, so you can run faster. My first one was a Raycus 30-watt, and then my second one was a JPT MOPA, like M7 or M9 or something. That's what I would get, the MOPA M7, I think is what it was. The JPT MOPA, because that has more frequencies. Because that has helped me do some plastics and has helped me do a little bit of like different things. So I would do the 30-watt MOPA before I would probably do a 50-watt. I don't personally see a need for a 50-watt, but that's just me. And then, yeah. So, sorry, Discord's not a good place to get a hold of me. But I'd go with the 30-watt. And I'd definitely get it from Garrett because his prices are awesome. I've got another video coming out about the koala laser that I got. The nice thing about the koala laser is you can get the 20-watt for $13.50. So it's a relatively good price point. You do have shipping on top of that, so keep that in mind. But you can get a 20-watt fiber laser that can get you started and start making money and do pens and do keychains and wallets and all that fun stuff. So they're relatively affordable. I would consider them very affordable. That's me. I'd probably do the 30-watt Mopa. Rob says he's getting ready to purchase a new 16 by 20 heat press. I like my orange wallet press that I have here. I'm actually probably, there's a guy that wants my stalls, but I'm terrible at responding to the emails because it's not urgent for me. Probably selling the stalls. But yeah, I love my wallet press. So if you want to use an affiliate link, I do have them scattered everywhere. I would appreciate it. MC Lyrics, you're saying how many pens total are you saying for the last 30 days or something else, like total? Rob version 8Y. So EasyCAD. So there's EasyCAD 2 and EasyCAD 3. EasyCAD 2 stopped being developed in like 2003 or something like that. So yeah, that's why. Because EasyCAD 2 is no longer in development, but EasyCAD 3 is a different type of board and different software. And like EasyCAD 2 is only 32-bit, EasyCAD 3 is 64-bit, so it has different limitations. Probably the best thing to do would be for me to switch to Lightburn, because Lightburn now has a Galvo version. Then I wouldn't have to deal with that, which I probably will do eventually. But right now it works, and I don't want to mess with what works because I don't have time for it to not work. Welcome back, Cam. I'm glad you got your video recorded. Make sure you check up in the comments. We linked his YouTube channel there, as well as my other YouTube channel with my brother. MC Lyrics, my warehouse is 3,000 square feet, so it's 50 by 60. I should make a real quick video about how much money I made with a laser printer or a laser. MC Lyrics pens in the last 30 days. This is a good question, because the pen, the $3,000 is not not all the places. So I have multiple places that I sell pens. So the $3,000 is not all of them. And I could get the number, but it's not an easy number to get. I'm trying to think if there's an easy way to get the number. It's an easy number to tell you how many pens I currently have in inventory. It's an easy number to tell you how many I have sold since I started, or roughly, because not every single pen has been in here, because it's like some I gave away, some were broken, some just didn't go through this system that I'm using now for everything. Probably, I don't know. I don't know. At least, I would say at least 2,000 to 3,000 pens. That would be my question. That would be my thought. Cam says I clickbait too much already. I do have one that says that I made 30,000 in 30 days, or 3 months or something with the lasers. But I'm making a video of how much I made this year, is probably a good laser video. Rob, I personally have not, I want to say this tactfully, and I'll answer your most recent question because I feel it's an easier way to tactfully answer that. Of the two choices of presses you're referring to, I would never buy the first one because I've heard terrible things about the support. Now, the Waller press, on the other hand, it's easy to show you. I think it's this one. Yeah, this one, because it comes out. This one doesn't. This is my heat press that works and is great. This is a heat press we ordered a week ago, and it didn't work. So, we sent an email and said, hey, we just got the heat press. The box looks fine, but when we plug it in, it has this error message on it, and it says to contact support. They said, so, heat transfer warehouse. They said, can you send us a picture? We sent a picture. They then responded, we'll ship you a new press. Here's the press. It was a matter of 2 emails and a week. And they sent a new press because the one we got didn't work when it arrived. I will tell you, it has nothing to do with me because it was not in my name. They didn't ask for this one back. I am going to make a video of trying to fix it, but that's why I absolutely would get the Waller press over the other one, considering that they're probably made by the same factory. So, MCM lyrics. I can't hold the stack of money because I don't have, like, Christmas time is the worst. I have so much in outstanding invoices because a lot of the companies that I work with during this time of year are the type that you submit a PO, they then go through accounting, get it approved, give you the PO number, and then like 30 days and then I get a check. My credit card currently has $55,000 on it. So there's no money to be had. I have 10,000 or thereabouts in my checking account. I try to maintain 10,000 at all times. I was not able to pay my credit card off this month. But typically this time of year, everyone tries to pay me right before the new year so they can get it. Because basically everything that everyone buys from me is considered a tax deduction or a deductible to their taxes because most of it's business and it's considered marketing or apparel or other things that it's a deduction from their taxable income. So I can't hold up fat stacks because I don't got it. And Cam is right. I pay. So I appreciate everyone who uses the Amazon affiliate links, because that's how Cam gets paid for editing the videos. You don't have to click a link to a specific product. Any link you click will then store a cookie for 1 day that anything you buy gets credit. And at the end of the month, when I get the, because with Amazon you can choose whether they give you a check, whether they do direct deposit, or whether they do gift cards. I take the gift card code and I text it to Cam. And he usually responds back with something to the effect of like, "You're the goat," or "You're the big boy." He says BB, and I know he's told me what BB means, but in my head, I always think big boy. Yeah, Cam gets paid with the Amazon affiliate. Oh, short for baby. Got it. So, yeah, that's all that. But Cam actually paid me. It was very kind of him. It's actually going to help pay for the baby. So thank you, Cam. We did some hoodies and a tumbler for him. But let's see. What's up, Levi? Uphill Cinema. It's one of my buddies from high school. Has a YouTube channel. You can go check him out. Rob, I don't think you can buy the wallet from Amazon, but you can buy it from eTransfer Warehouse. I am an affiliate with eTransfer Warehouse, so I think I have a link down in the descriptions, but it's timetomake.com/HTW, eTransfer Warehouse. And if you buy something, I do get a commission from that. It's true. I definitely would have paid you. I would have invoiced you way less than what you paid. NCM lyrics says I need to do some drug art, some LSD, blotter art. Yeah, it's probably not the best time when my wife's about ready to have a baby. I'm surprised she actually hasn't texted me and be like, "Come home." Speaking of which, we gotta switch the keychain. This live stream keeps going on because I need to get my wise cam set up so that I can see when it's done. But I've got one more keychain and then we're gonna call it. So, any last questions you have? I think it's funny that like Daniel's the one that was like, well, it was more than Daniel, but multiple people in the Facebook group were like, "Do a live stream." And you guys all came out. You guys are here. I appreciate you. So let's go switch the vinyl to might as well, because I leave this thing running all the time. It's awesome. I think someone asked earlier if I could only have one machine, and that's really hard because the problem is you can't have the HP without a cutter. So if I could have the HP and a cutter, it would probably be that. But if I couldn't have a secondary one, it would definitely be, I would probably do the fiber laser, to be honest with you. I love the CO2s, but if I can only have one, it would be a fiber. So I'm pretty sure someone asked that earlier, if I could only have one machine. If I could only have one machine, I'd probably, I don't know, maybe I would want a mini flatbed. Ooh, that's tough. You know what? I think I'd have to change my answer. If I could only have one of the machines that I currently have, it'd be the fiber laser. If I could have any machine, but I could only pick one for my business, it would be a direct-to-substrate flatbed printer, like some of the ones that I saw at Printing United, Lumberjet, Mamaki, Muto. I still don't know which one I would want, but that's probably what I would do. Because the nice thing about that is if you get the right size, you can do yard signs, you can do little posters, you can do tumblers, you could do pen, like you print on pens. You wouldn't be able to laser them, but you can print on them. You can do all sorts of promotional products. So I think that's what I would do. I would do a mini flatbed that was big enough to do at least a 24 by 18 yard sign. That could also do pens and other promotional products. Because worst came to worst, you could do stickers on it. It would be terrible and it would be slow, but you could do it. But I think the ability to do printed tumblers, printed pens is better than just stickers. But I love, like, my sticker printer is my number. My internal production, like profit machines, my sticker, my HP latex makes the most money. By far. Well, not by far, but it makes the most money. Second one is the laser. So that's, like, if I was going just off of my revenue now, it would have to be the HP. But again, what's the caveat? Can I have the cutter and the printer? Because if I can have the printer and the cutter, HP all the way. HP and the Summa all the way. But then at the same time, I'm terrible. I know, Daniel, you're just getting here. You're the one that said, you're one of the people that said do a live stream. And you missed it. It's almost over. I'm going to eat my Reese's. This is a little nutcracker. Okay. So I missed. The last keychain is almost done. So, do you have any last questions before I go? Because this was likely the last live stream. Likely the last live stream for the year. I'm probably not going to do another one. I lied. I might do one between Christmas and New Year when things are slow. Daniel does need his M&M money. I can understand why. I do like Beto's. Beto's has I think they call it the California one, which has got like avocado and French fries. And then I like the steak and egg breakfast burrito. It's a good choice. Okay. So, any last questions before we call it a stream? The label printing automation is going really well. I actually just printed another pen order, so we could at least stream a little bit longer. I actually talked about it a little bit already. And then Cam, there's a video that you can edit on. So, you got my label. It's all done. They print automatically. This one's done. I gotta turn the laser back on. Turn one laser off, turn another laser on. Change the section. Okay, let's put you up on the laser. I dropped you. I caught you though. Jump and I'll catch you. Okay, so the way that it works, I'll just explain the whole thing. So I collect all the data in Monday, and I input that data as far as, like, so the order comes in automatically. So whether I get it from online or it comes through my other Monday process, they all feed into one board. And in that board, it puts the job information, and then I have basically a column for every colored pen. So every colored pen, here. And then I fill in the number. So in this case, we got 20 green. If it doesn't have a number, it doesn't put a number. If I put a number, in this case, 20 green. The file name is always the name of the job. And then I put a 1 at the end for the first side. And I put a 2, which I don't print the number here, but I put a 2 if it's got a second side. And then I put second side, no. Additional notes, sometimes we'll put like the first line of the artwork or something of that nature. So we got the information, we got the pens, they've been approved, so they're ready to go. So now that they're ready to go, we pull them, which I need to get these other pens out of the way so I don't get them confused. This is normally Taylor's job. So we have all the pens here, so we need 20 green. The box that's open is always the active box. The boxes behind it have 50 apiece. So you come to the active box and you want to pull out 20 pens. Put the box back to the green. The nice thing about these shelves is they have like the metal grates, and so the box actually fits in the metal grates. So each sign is underneath the last box and then goes this way. So these 2 rows are pink, and these 2 rows are lilac, and these are light blue, etc. Some rows have more because I keep more of a specific one on hand. Some have less because I keep less on hand. Let's rotate you guys so you can see me. We got a really expensive tripod right now. Usually this desk is clear enough that the garbage can sit up here on the desk. And we have to take the plastic off the pens. So we take the pens. I usually put them on my stomach. And then take the plastic off. I usually will try to load, especially if it's a big job where we're doing like 50 or 100. I'll try to load a good chunk to get the job started. In this case, it's 20. The bed holds 24, so it's only going to go around almost a full turn, so it's not really worth it. But I usually will still unsheath them and put them directly on. We typically do it so it's a right-handed pen, unless it's requested. I actually have a request right now because I want it to be a left-handed pen. Right-handed meaning if you're holding it right-handed, typically the clip goes up, so when the person that's writing can read what's on the pen. So if we're doing two-sided engraving, the second side goes on the left-hand side. If we're doing a single-sided engraving, we typically always put it on the right-hand side. So we also have changed the automation on the computer. So now we're going to F5, Control N for new, do Alt P to start the job, which then scan the barcode. Then it asks how many we're doing. It used to just automatically do 24. We've changed it because I've been doing a lot of like lower numbers. So this is 20. So we put in that we want to do 20 pens because it will only let this thing rotate 20 times rather than trying to continue to engrave on 24. So this automatically pulls up the Illustrator file, it automatically hatches, it automatically places it, sets the 20, and then aligns it. So you can actually see that our alignment is just a hair off. So we'll fix that. Now it looks good. And we are ready to push Escape F2. Now it's going to run the pen. It's going to go around 20 times, and it will be done. So usually, while it's running, Taylor, I'm sure, does it different, but I'll go get the package for it because now it's unattended. It doesn't mean anything. Taylor lines it up with the knob. I don't. Well, I do sometimes, but then I'll go grab this so that as soon as this is done, I can put them in the bag. So now it's been done. I have to do Taylor's job because Taylor's not here, and he usually goes and sits in this chair. It's Cam's old chair. It has zip ties on it because it's broken. And I know there's been a bunch of comments, so I will answer them. I'll plug my phone back in so it doesn't die. So the automation has been awesome. So basically the process is Monday when I tell it that it's ready to run. Monday we'll send an email to Zapier. Zapier will create a Google document. I use a Google script to change that document to a PDF. I use a second Zapier to monitor the folder for a new file. And that once it sees a new file, it uses eZ Print to print automatically on my printer. So it's been super nice because there's no double entry. There's no, like, I used to open Illustrator, type in how many pens there were, create a barcode. It's eliminated that. So it's super awesome. The next thing I need to do is I've had a lot more requests for names on pen. So I need to write an automation that will automatically set up the file for a name so that it can pull the Excel spreadsheet to do that automation. That is the next thing that I need to figure out is the automation for names. Rob, have a great night. We'll see you in the next one. Gustos, he has a question. What do you think of vacuum former? I think they're cool. I don't know what I would use it for, but I think they're cool. Jesus is asking if he can ask a question about my HP latex printer. Ask away. The live stream is ending soon, so ask away. And it is a good chair. It has to be leaned up against the wall or you will fall out, but it is a good chair. There is one more pen order I could do, but I'm not going to do it. But I am going to make it so that the barcode prints and is ready that Taylor can do it on Monday. Taylor, there are notes on it. Make sure you read them. He wants to run it different. It's probably my fault. I probably need to change it. Hold that thought. Jesus, no, you cannot load pieces of material that are not on a roll. Because the sensor on the HP will sense whether or not the roll is there, and it also checks to see if there is tension on the drive wheel, and if there's not tension, then it can cause print quality issues. So theoretically, yes, you could print it if it's a long enough piece of material that you could feed it through and not hit the sensors. But it's not like if you wanted to print like a 24 by 36 and print the whole thing. No, you cannot feed like a sheet good into it. It's not that kind of printer. There are printers that do that, not this one. My flatbed I can do sheets on. And I can get a roll attachment. It does not say that it's the second side and that it's no. I'll probably just end up writing it. They want, so they have their logo on the right, and the mark. So they have the logo on the left and the text on the right. And normally we rotate it this way. They want it rotated this way. It's confusing. I'll probably just do it. I'll probably do it. I'll probably just do it. So, all right. Well, pens are done. Cutter's done. I'm gonna end the last show. So, thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel, the people. We appreciate you. The fiber laser cannot do one page at a time. It can't read PDFs. It has to be an Illustrator version 8. It will accept an Excel file. Basically, what I need to do is just teach it how to do it. And let me show you what I mean. So if I want to do a text file automation, then I would come here and I would put text on the screen. And then down here, there's a button that says Enable Variable Data. And you click Add. And then you can come here and you can say File, Excel, and then open the Excel. So basically, I just need to teach it to automatically do it. So I just need to write a script to do that for me. Because then it would make life really easy. And then as far as what I was talking about, Taylor, the problem is my automation, which this is probably not the right file. That's not the right file. So you can see their mark is there and their text is here. They actually, instead of turning it this way to run on the pen, they want to turn it this way. So it's opposite of what I usually do. So really, I should just leave it set up so that you can run it. Because I know I have these other ones. See, now it's freaking out. See, that's the problem. When someone wants something outside of your automation, it screws everything up. We can definitely do it though. And we will. But it's just different. So, anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. I think we got everyone's question. Gusto, thanks. Macros are awesome. I use auto hot scripts or auto hotkey or something. Daniel, thanks for being here. Cam, Taylor, everyone else, thanks for being here. And I'm gonna start the cutter going again, and I'm gonna go home. So appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next one. I slapped the screen, but I gotta push the exit button, and I can't do that and this. So I could manipulate the artwork, but it's too late. It's already set up. It's ready to go. I prepped it. So I'm just gonna run it. I could. That is an option. But my brain hurts thinking about it because it's gonna be upside down. So Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.